Okay, so good morning everybody, and this is an interesting experience because this is the first time that I'm actually filming exclusively using the GoPro, but I needed to bring as little equipment with me as possible because today, on Wednesday the 31st of August 2022, the time currently being 7:19 in the morning, we are about to go for our first proper training run. I finished my endurance walks, now we're running. Only doing 5 miles today, which is going to be a challenge in itself, given that since the car accident I've only run twice, and that was two 2-kilometre runs. 5 miles a little bit further than that, but having completed all my endurance walks, psychologically I know that I can do it. So yeah, so I'm just walking down to my start point, because I've changed my training ground now. We're running, I'll put a map on the video so that you can see, but I'm going to be running down to New Brighton today from Birkenhead, which is where I am now. So yeah, I'll show you our start line in a minute when we get there, and let's get this done. Okay, here we are. This is the Pyramids Crossroads. So once I've crossed over to the other side, this is where we'll be starting. The route has been calculated by my brother, who's a bit of a genius when it comes to maps and geography. So yeah, that's kind of how we're going to do it. And for the next 4 weeks, this is going to be where we train. So just kind of, yeah, we're okay to cross. Okay, so yeah, that's the Pyramids multi-storey car park. Okay, so from here, 5 miles to Birkenhead. I'm just going to keep it real slow. You'll remember the other day that we were slightly injured after the 26-mile walk, my calf cramping up really bad. That is still a little bit of an issue. It's not as bad as it was. So it's just a case of working with it and seeing what we can do. So let's do it. Okay, so we've made it to Seacombe. Let's just go along to Seacombe Promenade. So this is our view, and this is why I wanted to change the training ground to down here when I'm running, because there's just so much to look at. It's so open, so expansive, beautiful views on a nice day. That over there, for anyone who's interested, is Bramley Moor Dock, Everton's new stadium. Gets bigger every time I look at it. And you know what? I am actually really enjoying this. Like, I'm surprising even myself, to be honest. Like, I was a little bit apprehensive coming into the runs because I haven't run for so long properly, but I'm running with a huge smile on my face and this feels amazing. So keeping the positive vibes. I think it's about 2 miles to Seacombe from where I started, so we are cut, and I did it in about 20 minutes, so I think we must be about an average pace of about 6 miles an hour. So we've covered 2 miles in about 20 minutes. So yeah, it's all good. So let's keep going. Okay, so we're into New Brighton now. There's the Flora Pavilion Theatre, the beach, Perch Rock, Fort Perch. So, just checked Strava. We've just got about a mile, just under a mile to go. And you know, we're into territory that I've never run this far before. So, despite that, feeling really good. So, let's box off this last mile, and then we can relax. 5 miles, smashed it, mate. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be honest. I feel fucking amazing. Like, God, I didn't realise how much I've missed running until I started doing it again, and that is the longest run I've ever done. Previously, I'd only run 5.5 kilometres, which equates to about 3 miles. So that's the longest run I've ever done in my life, and it feels amazing. My average pace was 11.2 minutes a mile, so we brought it in at just about 56 minutes, so just under an hour. So that felt great, and honestly, I've still got energy in the tank. I could have kept going, and on Friday we will, because the marathon is so close, we've really got to build up the intensity here. So we did 5 miles today, we're doing 8 on Friday, so on Friday we will keep going. But yeah, so I'm now just walking over to New Brighton railway station, because the plan with these training runs is that so as to just build myself up and not overexert myself, we've kind of my brother and I have scheduled the routes, like the kind of stopping points of each run, so that it's within sort of a mile of a station, so that I can then jump a train home. I've got my bank card in my phone, and my rail card is on my phone, so dead easy. So yeah, just walking up to the station now, and yeah, feeling good. Okay, just made the train, and I say just. The station was a little bit further than I thought it was. I thought it was the first road I went up, turns out it was the second, so I ended up having to sprint to the station. But that was okay because, like I said, I still had energy to burn, and I had to be on this train because the station that's closest to my house, Green Lane, has just had the number of services that caused their cut, and they've actually cut it from 6 trains an hour to 1 train every half hour. So in order to get to that station, I had to be on this train to make the connection at Hamilton Square. So yeah, a bit of a dash, but I still had energy to burn. And then there was a queue at the ticket office, so yeah. And it turns out I couldn't use my rail card because it turns out the summer relaxation of time constraints is for the 16 to 25 only, not the 25 to 30. But oh well, so I can relax for a bit now on the train home. And yeah, it's all good. Look at that, 508-111, the same train that we saw at Hooton the other day. Well, just got home, and I am really pleased with how that went this morning. Really, really pleased. Like I said before, I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I knew it was like, to quote that cliche phrase, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I just said to myself, right, just plod along at a steady pace. And I really felt today that the endurance walks that I've done have really paid off. Because if I hadn't have done those walks, I think I'd have struggled a lot more with that today. But because I've done the endurance walks and I have covered the full 26 miles, psychologically I know I can do it. Now, although I know running is slightly different to walking, but I was power walking, so yeah. Anyway, gonna leave that here for today. If you'd like to support my journey to the London Marathon and donate to my Dementia UK page, there's a link in the description to take you to my Just Giving page. If you'd like to follow me on socials, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at ThisIsNeats. And all that's left to say is thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.